Hey everyone, it's Cher from Made Crochet. In today's video, I wanted to talk about my long overdue Wiplash update video. So I just wanted to put out there that all of the projects have been finished since November, since I wanted to originally do my videos. However, I am several months late, and better late than never, but the two of the projects that were meant to be gifts have already gone to their recipients. And I also wanted to point out that I had filmed this video several times and it didn't meet expectations because of the nature of the projects, and it was just kind of weird and awkward, and it just didn't meet expectations for how I wanted to show you and what I wanted to show you. So I just decided to take pictures and do a voiceover video instead. So the first project that I wanted to talk about was a blanket for my friend's son. The pattern I used is a video tutorial by Alison Crochet. I used a 5mm crochet hook in about 5 to 6 balls of Bernat Softy Baby in the colorway Lavender. And basically the criteria for the blanket was it needed to be big enough to have my friend's 2-year-old grow into the blanket, but also have it large enough for him to not only cover his head, because he likes to huddle himself under the blankets, 100% underneath it, but it needed to be lacy, because she didn't want to have to worry about his airflow when he did sleep under the blanket like that. So that's what I did. She sent me a picture of him playing with the blanket, and I thought it was so adorable. So it seemed to be well received. So I just wanted to put that out there. But this is the only pattern or the only project that I did not take pictures of, because Christmas gift giving was super awkward and kind of random, and I was honestly just not prepared for anything. So no pictures of this one, but I have made this blanket so many times because it's my favorite go-to blanket pattern right now, that I'll just go ahead and take pictures of the other blankets that I have made to give you an idea. And like I said, I love it because it's a stitch tutorial. So she gives you the stitch multiples and everything that you need to know to make it bigger or smaller, depending on the yarn you're using or the hook you're using or whatever you're using in general. So yeah, that is finished object number 1. Finished object number 2 is the Leudinghause cardigan by Katy and the Squid. This one and all of the other ones are free patterns. And I'll make sure to put a link in the description box down below, so you don't have to worry about trying to find them. But anyways, I used 8 balls of Peaches and Cream stripes in the colorway Linen, which actually feels a lot more like Hobby Lobby's I Love This Cotton. So it was really soft, and I thought it would be perfect for a garment. And then I also used 3 balls of I Love This Cotton in white for the trim and cuffs as like a really nice accent color, because the stripes color had a little bit of white in it. So I thought it was a nice way to bring everything together. So the entire cardigan is made out of 100% cotton, and it really reminds me of sandstone. So anyways, to make this cardigan, this is the 3rd one that I've made, and for me, from the get-go, my gauge is all over the place because I'm a tight crocheter. So not only did I use 4 crochet hooks, I had to go up from a DK weight yarn to a worsted weight yarn to get gauge, because otherwise I would have been using like a 6.5mm hook on something so small, and that, yeah, I would rather not. So anyways, I worked the foundation row with a 5mm hook. The body, so the main part of the cardigan was done with a 5.5mm hook. The trim around the body was worked with a 6mm hook, and then the cuffs were worked with a 4.5mm hook. And I did have to change the way I did the sleeves, because after I was done with the body, I knew I wasn't going to have enough yarn for the sleeves. So instead of working from the wrist up to the shoulder, I worked from my elbow up. Then I worked an extra long cuff by working a foundation half double crochet row of 40 stitches, and then I half double crocheted in the back loop only, and I connected the cuff to the sleeve by using the join as you go method, and I just worked that around. I will put a picture in here of me trying to knit my cuffs, but I am very inexperienced as a knitter, and I knew how to do the knit to purl to ribbing because I was practicing with making hats. But I am a very petite person, and I was having so much trouble working the cuffs, so I ended up frogging the knitted section and just doing the crochet, because if I felt that it was better to do something that I knew I could do than trying to get a look that I was trying to go for with the knitting. It was a little too hard for me at the time, so I just decided it was okay to work with what I knew. That way I could actually finish the project rather than keep it as a timeout project for a long time. Anyways, the third project is the Light Touch Pullover by Natasha Robarge. I had the luxury yarn that it called for. I used 6 balls of Capretta Superwash in the colorway Hemlock Heather. It's a luxury yarn, like I said, that I got around Christmas of 2019, and I got it with a friend in mind, but the yarn didn't complement the pattern that I had picked for her originally. So I frogged it and saved the yarn to make something else for her, and that was this pattern. I used a 4.5mm crochet hook. So unfortunately, it doesn't work for her. I did offer to make her a new one, and she took that offer, so I will be making another one for her sometime soon. But yeah, I was really sad to hear that it didn't work out. So anyways, that was the Light Touch Pullover. The final pattern that I wanted to talk about is the Crochet Maxi Skirt by A New Crochet Designs. It is a free video tutorial on YouTube. The yarn that I used is Wooltrum yarn in the colorway Dance in the Dark. It's a 4-ply yarn, 500 gram cake, 2,077 yards. And just real quick about the yarn, something that I really, really, really love about this yarn is that the yarn is completely customizable. So you can get anything from a 3-ply to an 8-ply cake, or you can get anything from a 100 gram cake to a 1,000 gram cake. Of course, different weights and sizes give you different yardage, but I really like that I can order a big cake and not have to color control with more than one ball of yarn. And I also wanted to say that it's the only place that I can find, they sell the gradients, but they also sell matching solids to go with. So I ended up using up every last ounce of yarn that I had in my Dance in the Dark colorway. But I also, because the yarn ended in black, I had a black ball of yarn, and I just, that was the same brand, and I just worked up the rest of the row, or the round, in black, and it didn't look weird or anything, and I really appreciate that I didn't have to worry about if I was going to complete something with what little of the last color I had. So anyways, before I get into the other technical terms for the skirt, I did want to point out that I had made the skirt high waist to go with a crop top that I had made in July. The outfit that the mannequin is wearing in the picture is actually the outfit that I had in mind. So I made that skirt to go with the shirt that the mannequin is making. Long story short. What else? Oh, yes. On the mannequin, the skirt is a little bit shorter, but the mannequin is also taller than I am. And on me, from my waist, it goes down to the center of my calf. So it's a perfectly long and acceptable size for the skirt that I had in mind. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, I used a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook for my skirt. And then I also used a 1/4 inch elastic band because I wanted to see if it could hold up and hold up to the, it could hold, I just wanted to see if it could hold up and stay on me. However, in hindsight, I probably should have used a thicker band because it does hold up. You can tell that it won't hold up for very long. And the cotton was still too heavy, and the elastic was far too stretchy. So all I needed to do was stretch it out just a little bit and it wouldn't stay on my waist. So I fixed it by chaining up a drawstring, and I'm just using both of them in tandem, and it actually feels very comfortable. So I like that idea. Secondly, I made my pineapples a little bit bigger. I used 7 loops instead of 5. And basically to adapt to the change, I had 2 filler rows that I needed to work up that I couldn't really do anything with, so I just made sure I put a double V stitch, which is the 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet in the same stitch. I made sure to do that over some, what are they called, like gaps in the pattern. And I just kind of like used my own common sense to place them. And it basically just made a little bit of a stem for the next pineapple stitch that came my way, that I had to work into. So yeah, there's really not much else to say, I think, about the pattern. I really love this pattern, and I love that Anu goes step by step to it, because she goes step by step, it encourages you to go along with her. But yeah, I definitely would recommend it if you are interested in that. I did have to do my own multiples, which is, the skirt is done in multiples of 8. So I just use that knowledge to adjust the pattern to my size, especially because I wanted to make it a waist-high skirt. And also I didn't know if I was larger or smaller than she was, and just a whole bunch of other factors. So I kind of ignored her stitch multiples and went with my own and just made sure that I followed my stitch multiples. Anyways, I think I am rambling now, so I think that's it for this video. thank you all so much for watching and listening and coming back to hear me chat. It is much appreciated, and without further ado, talk to you guys later. Bye.